am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk. Today's conversation is going to be a quick conversation. We're going to talk about Tucker Carlson, who is has a television show or talk show, news show on Fox News. They're very big on Trump. They like to spread lies, knowingly that they're spreading lies and things of that perspective. So, as we know, President Biden has chosen the person that will take the place. We have a Supreme Court justice has announced that he would be retiring later this summer. I believe it's going to be in June. Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring, and President Biden had told us that he would make his selection by February, in which it was actually last week. I believe it was last Friday when he actually made the announcement of the person that he had chosen to be the nominee, his candidate to be the new Supreme Court justice. And he had already stated that it would be that of a black African-American woman. And so we know that person will be none other than Ketanji Brown Jackson. She has a impeccable resume, impeccable credentials, but yet and still you have the right Republicans, people like Tucker Carlson on Fox News, that's coming out against her. And the only reason they're coming out against her is because she's a black woman. You even had Mitch McConnell out there, something about she would have a Richards going through the process of the nomination and all of that. Again, this is all because she's black, because they did, Mitch McConnell, Trump, and the senators, the Republicans, and when they had control of the House and Senate, they did as I like to say, the sham rush of pushing Amy Coney Barrett through. And I dare say she should not even open her mouth to say anything, because we all know she doesn't have the credentials to be sitting on that bench, but yet still she's only because she had only been a judge for 3 years when Trump nominated her in 2017. But again, Tucker Carlson really had the audacity to make the statement that Judge Brown Jackson's LSAT results should be released. No one does that. And we're going to listen to the ladies discuss this, because come again, Tucker Carlson, you need to go have several seats.
Now, Tucker Carlson, he's not happy about President Biden nominating Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who would be the first black female Supreme Court justice. And he made this request last night.
It might be time for Joe Biden to let us know what Ketanji Brown Jackson's LSAT score was. What the hell is she doing the LSATs? Why wouldn't he tell us that? That would settle the question conclusively as to whether she's a once-in-a-generation legal talent the next one at hand. It would seem like Americans in a democracy have a right to know that and much more before giving her a lifetime appointment, but we didn't hear that.
So funny, you didn't ask Amy Coney Barrett that. You didn't ask for that. By the way, you didn't ask for that with Kavanaugh. So I hate to tell you this, Tucker, but this may be one of the reasons people actually think you are a racist, because you haven't asked any of those questions. And if you really wanted to see it, you could have invited her onto your show. And said, hey, I would like to talk to you. But see, this is not what you're really doing. No. Yeah. This is more like, I don't know.
Pay someone to take the SATs, allegedly.
Oh, I don't know. I know that she can hold up her background against any of the new folks that have been there for the last year and wipe them all off the slate.
Yeah,
okay.
This woman is more qualified than pretty much almost anybody on the court.
This was just a racist dog whistle, right, to his viewers and his fans, and it's something I think that black women, it happens to black women all the time, right? Your credentials are questioned.
You're never good enough.
Never good enough. Your qualifications are never good enough. That's just the truth.
If she was a Republican, they wouldn't be questioning her credentials.
Maybe not.
And if she was white, they would not be questioning her credentials.
No, or
but
not.
Watch that
or
happen.
man, because they didn't question
I question his credentials because he had to be helped to get into his college. I want to see his SAT scores, quite frankly. The CIA denied his application.
But you know what? But then it becomes about him, and this is not about him. This is about what he's doing. And what he's doing is saying to people, she may not be qualified. She is more than qualified. And if you were really interested in finding it out, we have all the information on her. It's all available. Anybody who watches Fox, if you want to know about this woman, it's right there for everybody to see.
But wait,
Not hiding.
an LSAT is a law school entrance exam. So she's been practicing for 25 years with a stellar career, and you're asking for an LSAT entrance. Even a fresh lawyer out of college, you can confirm this, Sonny. I'd asked my husband. He said, you're never asked about your LSAT scores. You're asked about your school transcript.
You're never
So
ever
what
asked
Tucker
about
is
that.
doing is even more nefarious. It's not just the unequal ask of, well, show us your LSATs. He's saying that the very fact that she's a woman of color, or let's just say a person of color, that she may be an affirmative action thing. So
That is exactly what he's saying. Dog whistle. And the LSAT is your easiest exam
What
of
about
your
the
law school
people?
career.
But the people who watch him go
Don't
along
know
with
this.
that. No, they go along with it.
But
I
they,
think.
because they don't know what it is.
Well,
they have no
but
idea
they
what
know,
it is.
They do know that Trump didn't show us his tax returns. That
Right.
he paid people to do a SAT allegedly, and also that he doesn't want his grades to be out there. He was president. He was president.
Stuff, none of his stuff matters.
But
This woman,
she graduated magna cum laude from Harvard.
he can't spell it.
She is. You don't give those away. Like,
He cannot spell it.
You know,
she was
listen.
a law review editor at the law school.
she was
You know
a
how
clerk for
difficult
Justin
it
Bryant.
is?
She has literally
They
done.
questioned Obama,
She might
too.
be more qualified than half the
racism.
people on the court right now.
It's what I said. It's what I said. This is why people may think that you're a racist, Tucker.
He did a racist.
Will be
Plain and simple. Whoopi said it. Joy said it. To make that comment, and as Sonny pointed out, that's a dog whistle. That he trying to insinuate that President Biden nominee, Miss Ketanji Brown Jackson, Judge Brown Jackson, is not qualified when she can just sweep the room with those current people sitting on the bench, especially those last two, Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh. Like I said, so Amy better not dare open her mouth to say nothing, because we all know she shouldn't be sitting there. But the pure audacity, because Ted Cruz had also made a statement about affirmative action. The senator from where I live, Roger Wicker, he was doing some type of interview, and the conversation came up. He also talked about affirmative action, and we know that's basically because you have to have so many people of color in jobs and things like that. And the audacity, because they didn't say that to Amy Coney Barrett, they didn't say that to Brett Kavanaugh. So, and like Sonny said, no one asked. That's privacy. You don't ask for someone's LSAT scores. Are you freaking kidding me? They ask for your transcript, but that's not your scores is not a public, out for public knowledge. It's not. But Tucker knew what he was doing, because again, we're talking about Fox News, and we know what type of people are on Fox News. So he was doing what he do, placating to his audience, and as Whoopi said, and as Sonny said, and as George said, basically just being what that show and what he represent, at least what this position that he gives, he's being a racist, and that's not cool. It's not cool at all. But I'm so glad to know that Judge Brown Jackson does have these outstanding accomplishments. As Sara pointed out, she graduated magna cum laude from Harvard. Sonny has talked about how she, when she was a former prosecutor, she had to go before. I mean, the woman has an impeccable, outstanding resume, credential that speaks all for themselves. And that's why these people out here on the right are mad. But they can get over it. I'm LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk.